Today's video is chapter 9, lesson 1A, and we're going to start a whole chapter on area. And our shape today is parallelograms. So they're going to start us off with parallelograms. We're going to find the area of this shape. So the vocabulary they're going to use is base and height. The base would be considered this part of the parallelogram, and the height is how tall he is. Not how tall he is slanted. So we don't want slanting, like the doctor doesn't say stand up slanted so I can measure your height. The doctor says stand up straight and tall. So this is the height of our parallelogram. So if I want to find the area, remember the area is on the inside, how much space is on the inside. The way that we're going to find that is we're going to take the base and we're going to multiply it by the height. Because you can multiply in any order, if you switch these numbers around, no big deal. Totally, you'll get the right answer every time. And sometimes the book will try to trick you, and they'll tell you the slanted number. If they do tell you the slanted number, you're going to ignore it. You're not going to use it because we only want base and height. All right, so let's look at this parallelogram. What you're going to do is you're going to write an A equals, and then you're going to show me your work. And the reason that you're going to do this is it's like, it's an algebraic way of writing it. So even though we could just be sloppy and have a sloppy copy, we're going to do this nice and professional. So we want to do base times height, 6 times 15. If they end up telling me a slanted number, I'm going to ignore it, but they didn't this time. The second thing you're going to do is write A equals again, and then you're going to give me a final answer. Now, I have to go over here and do scratch work. I can't do this in my head. 6 times 5 is 30, carry the 3. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9, so I get 90. This is my nice professional algebraic way of writing it. This is scratch work. I want to see your scratch work. Don't pull a calculator out. Show me the scratch work, but it doesn't belong on these two lines. Kind of like order of operations. Okay, if these were centimeters, then we would say centimeters with an exponent of 2 centimeters squared. If it was inches, we'd say inches squared. Miles, we would say miles squared. All right, let's look at this example. The first line is going to say A equals, which two numbers are the base and height numbers? Are we going to use 28 or 10? Which two of those are we going to use? We're going to use 20 and 8. We do not want anybody who is slanted. For this, we want the height. This is how tall this parallelogram is and how long he is. Now, this one I can do in my head. 20 times 8 is 160, so I don't have to do scratch work. My label is centimeters squared. All right, your first video question is, what would the first line of work say? I don't want the final answer yet. I just want the first line of work. Type in what the first line would look like. Did you type in A, then an equal sign, 9 times 7? The 8 is extra information. We don't need it. Base and height are 9 and 7. Your second video question is, what will the second line say? What will the second line say? Now, when you have to do an exponent and you're typing it in, so you're going to type in IN or spell out inches, you can't type a 2 and make it higher. So what you do is you do a caret and then the 2. And the caret is on one of the number keys, like the 6 number key or the 7. So you're going to look for that and hit shift and use that key. Okay, so question is, what's the second line? Second line should be A equals 63 inches squared. 9 times 7 is 63, and we have a label called inches squared. Sometimes the book is going to write their questions like this. No picture, just words. So they're going to write base, comma, and then a number, height, comma, and then a number. So we don't need a picture, that's okay. I mean, you could draw one if you wanted to, but A equals the base times the height. A equals the final answer to 4 times 12. 4 times 12 is 48 with a label of millimeters squared. So if they don't give you a picture and they just give you the information, it's probably actually even easier because they're not giving you extra stuff to mess with your mind. So there you go. All right, the next type of question that you'll see on your homework is they will give you one part of the information. They'll either tell you the base or the height, then they'll tell you the area, and they want to know the other thing. So in this case, they're going to want to know what is the height of the parallelogram. Well, if area is equal to base times height, I know two numbers. I just have to put them in the right spot. So area is 24. I write 24 equals. The base is 8, so I write an 8 where B was. I don't know my height, so that's my variable, 8h. Hey, this looks like something we've done before. It's time to sing the silly song. Divide by 8, divide by 8, cross out. What's my answer? The height is equal to 3. 3 with a label of inches, but not with a label of inches squared. Remember, area gets the tiny 2, but length and width or height just get the label of inches. All right, here is your next video question. What is the base if the height is 24 and the whole area is 144 inches squared? This is just like that last question. I just didn't give you the picture, but I'm telling you the area and the height, you have to figure out the base. Remember, you're going to be singing the silly song. Type in your final answer with a label. All right, well, if we set this one up, area equals base times height. The area is 144. The height is 24. That means we don't know B. Another way we could write it is 144 equals 24B. Now we're ready to sing the silly song. Divide by 24, divide by 24, cross out what's my answer. I'm not actually sure how many times 24 goes into 144, so I'm going to have to do some guess and check, and final answer is going to end up being 6. 6 times 24 is 144 exactly. And my label is inches, but not inches squared, just inches.